Hello everyone and welcome back to the garden. We are taking a look at the Snapdragons today, and this is an exciting one. At least it is for me because I absolutely love Snapdragons. I first fell in love with the Chantilly Snapdragons, and that just kind of snowballed out of control to all of the different types. They are a little bit tricky to grow here where I am in my zone in kind of 6B7 depending upon the year. But with a little bit of effort, I can definitely get some really gorgeous ones. There is a how-to video coming on the Snapdragons, or I might have already posted it. I don't even know. I don't really do these videos in order, but I wanted to show you in detail some of the Snapdragons that are growing here in the yard, since I get so many questions like, what type is that? Oh, I have to grow that. It's gorgeous. Anyway, let's get on into it. I am going to list these in the order in which they started to bloom. The first one we have is a yellow one. This is a light yellow Snapdragon. It is a Chantilly called cream yellow. As you can see, the color is a gorgeous cream yellow. In the sunlight, they are a very bright, almost buttery yellow. In the shade or kind of filtered light, they're a creamy color. As the sun ages them, that butter color turns more creamy, more of a creamy white yellow that it is so gorgeous, and of course looks absolutely beautiful in flower arrangements. These things have the best vase life for flower arrangements if that's what you're looking for. The next variety of Chantilly Snapdragon is one simply called pink. They don't have really fancy names or anything. This is a Chantilly mix that I grew because I did want to get all of the different colors and be able to grow all the different colors. Simply put, the pink, sometimes you'll see it called dark pink. It's just a darker kind of bubblegum pink. It's a little bit darker in the sun. It will fade and get lighter and lighter. So if you're looking for a lighter pink, it can become lighter, so it is a little bit versatile if you let them open for a long time. They have that gorgeous white throat that shows up really nicely in flower arrangements and gives it a little bit of dimension. Just overall a really solid colored flower. The next one is one called light pink. Now, if you are looking for a true, just bubblegummy, soft light pink, I think light pink is definitely the way to go. Light pink is one of my absolute favorites. Y'all already know if you've been watching the channel, I am a sucker for light pink, pastel pink flowers. Just like the darker pink ones, if you leave them in the garden a little bit long, the sun will fade them a little bit and they'll become almost a light pink white color, which is very, very attractive. I have a video about these already. I'll put the link there in the cards so you can click on it and check it out if you are interested. It's an older video, but it shows the light pink in more detail from where I grew that color only. Here in this video, you can see I combined the light pink and the dark pink. You have the dark pink on the left in the bucket and the light pink on the right in the bucket. The color variation is insanely subtle. But when it's used in flower arrangements and everything, you can definitely tell the difference. And in person, you can definitely tell the difference. I'm not sure if the camera really picks up the true difference between the two. The next Chantilly that we have is one just called white. And of course, you might be thinking, white, you know, whatever. It's kind of a little bit boring. Do I really need white flowers? I used to think the exact same thing, being totally honest. And yes, these white are gorgeous. They are so crisp and clean. Even here in my yard when we were getting frequent thunder showers and things, these white flowers, these white Chantillys stayed so clean looking, no kind of dingy mud splashes or anything. And what I really like about it is when they first open up, they're more of a kind of greenish yellow pastel color, the tips, when those blooms are opening up. Just a very, very nice addition to any flower arrangement. I think makes it look just a little bit classier. I don't know. The next color we have is bronze. Unfortunately, I don't have many of these. My mix contained hardly any of these bronze flowers. They are the darker orange color. They have a little bit of a deep kind of pinkish red to them. They have a white throat. And in this video, I wanted to go ahead and pick them at the same time as the Chantilly light salmon to show you how close they really are in color. The light salmon has more of a yellowish orange tone, and the bronze is definitely darker. I also have another video specifically about the light salmon I'll put here in the cards so that you can see that. That emphasizes it more, because again, this mix just didn't contain very many of those colors, and I was really bummed out because these are my favorite colors in this whole mix. But I wanted to finally grow the whole mix to show y'all the color variations. But these are my favorites. Definitely. These and the light pinks. These would be my favorites. Absolutely gorgeous. Can't get enough of them. Next up, we have one called Velvet. This is my first time growing Velvet, and I admit I'm a little bit underwhelmed. They're very much like a purple color, like a purple magenta color is how I would describe it. For whatever reason, mine were very short and very stunted. You can see even in my bucket, after I've picked them, the stems were very short. And everything else, all the other colors grew very, very tall except for these. So I'm a little confused as to what happened, honestly. You can see they start out a deep purple color, and the edges can kind of fade once they've been in the sun for a little while. That's not my favorite characteristic. I'm not sure if I'd grow this one again, honestly. We also had another one for the first time. This one was called Deep Orange, is what it's most commonly referred to, and it's definitely more of a rusty red color, like a deep, almost brownish orange. There's definitely a rusty orange tone in there that no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't get the camera to pick it up. But the throats are more of a purple color, which is interesting and made them kind of look good in combination with the velvet, which you'll see here in this bucket. We have the velvet and the deep orange on the left, velvet on the right. So just interesting in general, I think. Next up, we have the Potomac Snapdragons, which were finally starting to bloom. These Potomac Snapdragons are definitely later than the Chantillys. In fact, you know, it was really nice for kind of, you know, a succession of blooms. This is the Ivory White. It's just a very clear, crisp, very traditionally shaped white snapdragon. The stems of all of these Potomac mixed snapdragon flowers were very, very tall and very strong. I really loved it. Lots and lots of florets. Just, you can tell it's a very good variety, and that's why it's so popular. The next one we have here is called Lavender. Unfortunately, I only had like a few stems of this lavender, and I was so bummed because this lavender one turned out to be gorgeous. I've just been loving lavender flowers all year. I loved the lavender tulips. I loved everything lavender. Next, we have one called Orange, which was absolutely stunning. But again, just like the lavender, our mix contained very little of those orange ones. These kind of remind me of one called Cool Orange. It's just that orange with the yellow, the nice combination. Very, very pretty. I wish I had more of them, honestly. We also had Cherry Rose. Cherry Rose was very, very nice. It is very much one that I wouldn't actively seek out or pick for myself, just because it's that kind of deep, dark, reddish pink color that that highly saturated, bright tone that can be sometimes a little hard to blend with flower arrangements and things. But I really liked having it because I'm really working on trying to expand my flower arranging horizons beyond, just the pastels. Next, we have one called Pink Improved, and I think this one was the most prominent snapdragon flower in my entire mix that I was able to purchase, just because it is just this beautiful pink color, soft kind of, I would consider it a dusty kind of pink, and it has those little yellow bits there at the mouth of the snapdragon, just to give it a little extra flair. Last but certainly not least in this mix, I had one that was just called Yellow, the yellow version of the Potomac, and it was very nice too. I liked that it was so pale and soft and easy to use. Unfortunately, we didn't have any apple blossom snapdragons in this mix, which I was totally disappointed in because the Potomac apple blossom is insanely gorgeous, but we didn't have any. that's really about it for this Snapdragon tour. I know that I only grew 2 specific types in in the form of a mix, but I did want to show you in greater detail all of the different colors in those 2 mixes, just so if you have a small yard like me, or if you can't decide on which color you want, what to expect. I know, as with any mix, it's always, kind of a roll of the dice to see what colors you do get. As always, feel free to leave any comments or questions down below, and I will be more than happy to try to get back to you. I'm way behind, especially since I've hurt my hand. I'm way behind, but I do see all of your comments, and I am so incredibly appreciative of you. I genuinely mean that. Without you and without watching these videos, this would not be possible for me. So I am so thankful. I hope that you are having such an incredible day. I hope that it is sunny and beautiful and gorgeous wherever you are, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.